We were watching a movie. Out of nowhere, this 10-year-old kid says, "Oh, man, when I grow up, I'm gonna kill somebody." Man, I looked at that nigga and ran down to her mama, because it scared me. In hindsight, the anger that I saw, man, I went and told my mama, "Man, mama," he said, "when he grow up, he gonna kill somebody." As the frustrated parent, tired, working, paying, "Boy, come here. What you mean you gonna kill somebody?" Man, rather than exploring that. So, man, grew up and killed somebody. And for a long time, man, my brother didn't have no remorse. There's a negative attribute that attaches itself to a fatherless kid, and no one can explain it. It's like the little motherfucker just angry. So most little boys with their dad, with their loving mom, they seem angry. Or they got anger outbursts. They have anger management because they can't express, "Man, I want my daddy."
And they may not even say that, but that's what's the underlying.
The behavior, because you need, just like you need that white man's validation, you need your father's validation and affirmation just as bad as you need the white man's validation for your success.
And neither one of you got that.
Come on now. Man, I was smart in school. Man, I've always excelled in school. But because the culture don't clap for the smart kid, "Oh, man, you think you smart. Oh, man, you asking all the questions." So once you see that, "Oh, man, you the teacher's pet. Oh, man, you kids." So you stop being smart in school. You start being a class clown. So because when I was 8 years old, my brother probably was 10. We were watching a movie. Out of nowhere, this 10-year-old kid says, "Oh, man, when I grow up, I'm gonna kill somebody." Man, I looked at that nigga and ran down to her mama, because it scared me. In hindsight, the anger that I saw, man, I went and told my mama, "Man, mama," he said, "when he grow up, he gonna kill somebody." As the frustrated parent, tired, working, paying, "Boy, come here. What you mean you gonna kill somebody?" Man, rather than exploring that. So, man, grew up and killed somebody. And for a long time, man, my brother didn't have no remorse. Here I was, a kid who went through the juvenile system. And because I went through a different environment, I went through a different program. We had psychiatrists, we had psychologists. I grew up in an environment where all my childhood issues was repaired, right? It is much easier to create strong children than it is to repair broken men. So I went into an environment that focused almost 7 years on repairing a child and then creating a strong one. So that's what y'all see today. I went through a system that was able to create something like this. So my brother and them went to prison as teenagers. My friend there caught a double homicide as a kid at 15 years old. So they grew up in prison. I grew up in a juvenile system, so there's a difference. So I grew up with nurture, compassion, care. Them niggas grew up having to survive. So my brother, I had to cut my brother off, because here I am working with children. I'm working with victims groups. And I remember my brother telling me specifically that he didn't have no empathy for the guy he killed, because it was street and drug related. And I remember telling him that there's no way God would ever let you out of prison if you don't have no empathy, if nothing, for his mother. My mother, she would always tell us, no matter how hard it got when we locked up, she said, "At least I can still come see y'all. The other people can't come see their loved ones." So just think, so my mother would never let us complain, because we were responsible for taking somebody's life. So she would never let us forget that. But my brother never thought he would ever come home from prison. My mother believed he would. But there's no way he could have came home and he not developed some type of remorse for taking somebody, even if he feel justified. You have to have some kind of remorse for the impact that you left on the family members. So eventually he got to that point, and then shit, after 31 years, the doors open.
So when you got out and created the HYPE program, helping young people excel, was that driven because you knew as a young person you needed somebody to help you excel, and then wanting to give that back to other people as part of your contribution to the culture?